The Palestinian militant group Hamas has called for a new uprising against Israel after U.S. President Donald Trump's recognition of Jerusalem as the Israeli capital. The move broke tradition with decades of U.S. policy and has resulted in widespread international condemnation. Jerusalem is a sacred site for Jews, Muslims and Christians and has been contested by Israelis and Palestinians since the 1947 UN Plan on Partition. The Arabic Intifada literally translates to uprising, but has been used to define two key periods of violence between Palestinians and Israelis. The First Intifada began in the late 1980s but consisted largely of rock throwing, while the Second Intifada began in 2000 and killed hundreds of Israelis in suicide bombings. The Hamas group, which has a complicated leadership structure and militant wing, has won Palestinian legislative elections and administers the Gaza Strip and West Bank. Israel and the United States consider Hamas, which has fought 3 wars with Israel since 2007, a terrorist organization. It does not recognize Israel's right to exist and its suicide bombings helped spearhead the last Intifada. Mr. Hayya, elected the group's overall leader in May, urged Palestinians, Muslims and Arabs to hold rallies against the U.S. decision on Friday, local time, calling it a day of rage. Let December the 8th be the first day of the Intifada against the occupier, he said. Mr. Hayya called on Western-backed Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas to withdraw from peacemaking with Israel and on Arabs to boycott the Trump administration. Schools and shops were closed in the West Bank the day following the decision as Palestinians protested the move. Condemnation of Mr. Trump's declaration has been loud and swift, coming from all over the world. Saudi Arabia's royal court, led by King Salman and his powerful son, added its voice to those opposed to the Trump administration's decision. Saudi Arabia, a regional powerhouse that could help the White House push through a Middle East settlement, said the kingdom had already warned against this step and continues to express its deep regret at the U.S. administration's decision, describing it unjustified and irresponsible. Mr. Trump's move puts the Sunni nation in a bind. The kingdom, particularly its powerful Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, enjoys close relations with Mr. Trump and his son-in-law Jared Kushner. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, who already warned moving the U.S. embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem would be a red line for Muslims, accused his American counterpart of throwing the Middle East into a ring of fire. Mr. Erdogan also compared Mr. Trump to a blender that was stirring up trouble in the region. Yet Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said many countries would follow the U.S. AP/Reuters